Are you feeling tired of your brain constantly on fire? You're not sure what to do about it, how to put down that fire. You possibly attempting to put down that fire, but it's not something that is everlasting, and the fire is start lighting up, and you become hopeless of what to do about it. I'm hearing you. I'm here to admit that I also been like that for years, when I felt like my brain is that infinite resource that can be used and abused for hours without any consequences, until it was on fire, until some mental blockage showing up and freezes, where I was making some unconscious decisions because I just want to be done with it. I didn't want to deal with it anymore. So let's explore some concept of mental honor, how we can be more conscious about not draining our mind so much, but actually nourish our mind to create more of that capacity, to create more of that presence, to create more of that awakened journey in our life, where we can make that true difference for ourselves and make that true difference for others. So how to go about how to make those differences and living our legacy, and not just attempting to leave one behind, and what are those things that can redirect us from that mental strain to empowerment, to awaken moments of the presence, where our presence is expanding, where our mental capacity is expanding, when we have more creativity, when we have more capacity, when we have more clarity of our mind. It's definitely not through pushing and striving and abusing our mental capacity, but being in the honor and respectful relation with your mind, where we can actually get our mind on board to give us back more of that empowering awakening and clarity, when we're treating that in that honoring and respectful relation. You know that when you feel disrespected, when you disrespecting others, it will be reflected back to you, that others might feel to reciprocate and disrespect you. So same, it's that relation with your brain. When you don't honor, you taking your brain for granted and using and abusing it. And I know it's so easy, sometimes it feels like very innocent things to do, that your mind will take you on some adventures innocently, and many times unconsciously. Before you know what is going on, you already far into the adventure, and those moments are experienced and can be experienced on a daily basis. The matter is how to redirect yourself, how to gently recreate that relation, how to reconnect with yourselves. That's kind of the key word, to stop those mind adventures, and with the reconnections, when there's more cohesion between your mind, your body, your heart, you can increase your capacity, you can create that expansion and clarity and understanding of what is going on behind those adventures, mind adventures, controlling and pushing adventures, and how to actually live your legacy, and not just leaving one behind, hoping that somebody will remember. Well, don't hope for somebody remembering you. Attempt to live your life to the fullest on a daily basis, and serve as that role model and example for others, making that possible. That's that real legacy that may be expanding, that you're rippling during your lifetime, and being an empowerment and inspiration for others by your about how you live on a daily basis, and that can ripple that others, especially visionary and heart center women can start modeling and feeling empowered to do on their own, and they sharing with their families, with their communities, and see how much rippling effects you can make and a shift in the conscious collective conscious for this work, and you don't feel like you're doing a lot, you're just taking care of you, you're just becoming more awakened and aware that you get to actually be in the much more respectful and honoring relation with your mind that can be beneficial for you and your capacity, but also be be become a role model and be that example that it's possible for others, and being in that mental honor. And I know it's not so easy to be in that. Excuse me for a minute. Excuse me, I'm still recording. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, that was part of the honoring of asking others to honor that I'm coming live here, and my family members start being a little bit noisy and having some conversation, and the walls are not that thick to for the phone to start picking up the noises and start picking their conversation, and I can hear that. So, and it's becoming a bit distracting for me to trying to talk through those noises, and being more conscious and aware of what I'm sharing. And those messages many times are from allowing my spirit to work through me, and paying paying attention when my mind is trying to take the charge, and when actually my spirit is really talking through me and delivering the messages to be more inspiring, to be more empowering, for those messages to land for some amazing visionary and heart center, especially women, that creating that possibility that it's possible to honor, to experience that true power of the mental honor with your brain, and allowing to return back to yourself, to operate from your home and create more of that discernment, standing more in your truth, in your power, using your voice and voicing those limitations that possibly lingering in the mind, for you to start recognizing and creating awareness where you can start transforming those things, and taking some more aligned actions, and not through the force or pushing again, but through the honor, through the respect, through gentle, through understanding, through compassion, that your mind didn't know any better, that was trained certain way, that you allow for that mind to operate the way you thought it's the best, that you are trying to possibly survive, because many times mind is good in those attempt helping you to survive, but not many times is with being on its own, is not so good in empowering you and inspiring you to actually to be empowered, and to live in more presence. So that requires more of that returning home, that reconnections, recharge, and connections with the source power, with your spirit, to be able to make that difference for yourself, to be more at ease in more of that honoring relation, and also to honor others. It becomes much easier when you coming from more of that honoring relation with your brain, with your body, with your heart, and creating more of that cohesion between between your body and your mind and your heart. Then it's easier to breathe. It's easier to navigate through life challenges, and allowing more of that discernment when some answers you asking, you should ask and it will be given to you. That becoming more present, because you're not trying to create so much stories, resentment and pushing and feeling that it's not possible for you, but you standing in more of that possibility of yes, that you tuning to that limitless possibilities, and those limitless possibilities cannot be achieved directly through the mind. They get to be actually experienced through the mind, body, and heart together in that cohesion. When you can experience that true power of that mental honor, when you start seeing more clearly, not just with your eyes but with your mind, start being more awakened to the possibility, when you not guilting yourself so much and pushing yourself even further and become disrespectful for yourself. And with that disrespect, it becomes so overwhelming that you feel that it's okay to disrespect others, and because you cannot no longer hold how much you abandon yourself, and how much you push yourself over the limits. And it's not bad to sometimes stretch your mind and experience new experiences, to learn some new things. It's okay for that, but also having that discernment, that it has to be an honorable relation, to maintain that mental capacity, to expand that mental capacity, and not constrict that mental capacity. Because when you overdo it, you know what's happening. Your mind will be freezing. You will take you on even crazier adventures. It becomes more cloudy. It becomes harder to make some conscious decisions. It creates a lot of disease. The emotions can be rising. You feel like that chicken without the head. And yes, the head is connected to the neck and connected to the body. And also many times sitting in around the computer, around the phone, driving around, can also be detrimental for the neck when we're not paying attention, and can misalign our neck when it's that physicality, that there's not enough oxygen that going and blood flow going to our brain, and can really experience that physicality of limiting and dishonoring of our mind, when the body is not in alignment to work and flow, that the oxygen is flowing easily, that our waters are circulating easily, that our blood is circulating easily in our mind. And it's important that that blood is circulating, and we're not cutting the oxygen or blood flow to our mind, because we don't have a lot of actually time when we keep shutting down those supplies to be alive actually. So stop suffocating yourself in a physical sense, mental sense, emotional sense, because that's also can create detrimental for the brain, when brain start misinterpreting some rising emotions and dense emotions, and want to actually escape from those, and can start creating some stories and being overwhelmed with that. And with all that disconnect, it's hard to create more of that ease and empowerment and inspiration, and be more present and creative, and clear of what to do next. So let's return back to ourselves. Let's return back to our source power, and operate from that, from our conscious homes, where we can difference for ourselves, and making a true difference for others, and experience that power of the mental honor, when we not creating some unconscious stories, but being more aware and conscious of what is happening around us and what is happening within us. So even when there are some slip moments happening, we can redirect ourselves quicker to more of that conscious, and not just operating from autopilot. Yes, it would be hard to do all the functions and remember everything every single day. And some people, especially that losing their mind because of some disease, like those very sad and crazy disease that are happening with like Alzheimer or dementia, for example, where people are losing their capacity, mental capacity, and they have to be reminded every single day, and because they forget, they don't have that memory capacity anymore to remember getting that to the situation that starts innocently, but it can go to even the simple functions, physiological functions that they don't remember, uh, that they able to do that they can go to, for example, to the bathroom, or that they have to eat to be able to stay alive, or drink, or something like that. It's a very sad thing to experience, but we working years for that. Yes, we're not doing that alone. There's a lot of environmental factors to that contribute to those declines. We've been told for years that it's the decline is happening because of the aging, and well, there's a much more factor than the aging. There are some elderly that living long and life and don't have that issues, but there are some, and it's beyond the genetics too, because some feel like, okay, there is some genetics things that may be predisposed to those conditions, and some other relatives might experience that. There might be some truth to it, but a lot of is the lifestyle. It's and the environmental factors that contribute, how we actually treating ourselves on a daily basis, how we nourish our mind, how we hydrating our mind and our body to be able to experience the longevity of our life in a more empowering way, and by that mental honor, where we can experience more of that clarity long in our years, not just in mid age, that maybe that decline is already start happening, that we possibly becoming forgetful because of all that strains that we put on our minds, on our bodies, on our hearts, that there might be some symptoms happening. However, they still might be not too far gone to start honoring our mind and our body and our heart, and creating that cohesion to regenerate that capacity, that clarity, that deeper understanding and awareness, that we can make that difference for ourselves, and we will serve as the role model for others, that we can show for our families, for our communities, that it's possible for them to keep honoring themselves, because it's not that difference for ourselves that we're making, but also create difference for others, because we will be in a different mental space when we honoring our mind and having that beautiful relation with our mind, but also we can have a deeper relations with others, and more clear, more conscious relations, more joyful, more loving, more compassionate, more peaceful relations. There's a lot of going on right now, and a lot of things that can contribute, from environmental factors to apparently we're supposed to make our life easier with technological advances, and it seems that we're draining our minds even more with those, and it's so easy to disconnect ourselves, from our source power, and give that power to those technological advances, to our phones, to our social medias, because we feel that that will give us some connections. It's a temporary feeling, but we still feel alone and lonely. We even getting to the point of talking to AI to as a friend, because we don't feel that we can do it with the others, because so many other people are disconnected in this world from themselves and going and running, pushing themselves and striving, hoping for the best, that will survive through that, and it will get better. And it seems like that better is never getting better unless you stop, you start being aware what number you're doing for yourself unconsciously, and start reconnecting with yourself, with your source power, and using your voice, and not some expectations of others that possibly were were there, uh, uh, breaking through some limitations of beliefs that things have to be certain way, and recreating that relation with your mind, and recreate that relation with yourself, to make that difference for yourself and make that difference for others, and live that legacy, and not just leaving one behind. And like it might be some miracle that if you're pushing and striving, that people will remembering, but definitely will remember you, how you make others feel, and how you live on the daily basis, and that they will remember that possibly you somehow show as an example that it's possible to be in that self-honoring relation, and self-love relation, and inner peace relation with yourself, that radiates that to others. And that's what people will remember, and that's how they will honor you for those things, not for that pushing and striving. And nobody wants to keep doing that, but everybody doing it. So let's reconnect with ourselves. Let's start standing in our power and connecting to our source power, operating from our conscious homes, and make that true difference for ourselves and others, and living that legacy. And I'm inviting you to connect and share some meaningful and honest shares and comments in that section. For more, you can reach out at awaken-women.com as well, if you would love a connection to see how we can expand our presence and co-create something amazing and expanding of our presence, and be in a more authentic and conscious environment. Feel free to reach out. You can put in the comments connect, or reach out. There are links in the descriptions, I believe, and also in the profile of that channel, where you can reach out to me. So without further ado, sending so much love, joy, peace, light, compassion, and see you around next time.